Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing City Folk. Today is, well, it's the morning. That's a good thing. I am going to be doing my best to get to Nooks as quickly as possible. I'm just making sure the flowers by our house are not going to wilt first. And even though she might not need it, these flowers are little thing. I think I missed. Fired, and then I missed. I fired again and I hit. So that's good. Pom-Pom. Even though Pom-Pom might not still be sick, I am going to pick up the medicine anyway, just in case. Because it's always nice to be prepared. Thanks to everyone's gracious financial support, Halifax now has a brand new bridge. Give it a test walk. Tomorrow will be the bug off. Yep, tomorrow's bug off, so that means today's Friday. Trying to keep days straight. Is it actually Friday? Yes, it is. Cool. And our new bridge is right here. Hey, Tortimer. Good news, even. Our new bridge is finally finished. And today's the opening ceremony. However, since we spent all our funds on the bridge, we have none left over for a proper celebration. So we'll just have to use our imaginations and pretend there are balloons and streamers and such. But giddy laughter is free, so please drink deeply from that well. Like so. There we go. So now we have a new bridge to build the flower path to. Still really need to get the turnip price for the morning. Because it is Friday, and we have not had a good turnip price yet, which has me thinking the morning has the good prices. And we might have missed them. Turnip price 99. That's getting there. It's not the over 105 we need, but it's getting there. Do I have anything to sell? No, I don't. I have some stuff to put away, but nothing to sell. Oh, excuse me. I've been drinking soda most of the day. Well, all of the day so far. I'm out of soda now, though. I had about a liter of soda, and drank it. I was drinking raspberry and vanilla cola. Not the flavors together, but like a 500 milliliter bottle of raspberry and 500 milliliter bottle of vanilla. Raspberry stuff is good for tasting, bad for aftertaste. Like, the aftertaste is what kills it. If its aftertaste wasn't so bad, it would be a really good soda. Not a replacement for regular Coca-Cola, but pretty close. Not like vanilla Coke is, because vanilla Coke is just amazing, and if you don't like it, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Totally wrong. It's just my opinion. But you're still wrong. Now, the day I'm recording this is actually the day the Octo expansion has finally come out. Which means it came out yesterday for everyone else. So yeah, can't wait to actually play it. I'm gonna be streaming it for my first time playing it, but you know, which will mean my stream's name will actually be quite different than normal. Because I want to make it abundantly obvious that I am playing the Octo expansion. That way people don't just join thinking I'm just playing regular Sploon and get spoiled on things. So, oh, there's a weed here. And our hybrid flowers are wilting again. Stop wilting, darn it. Live. Live. I don't know if overwatering the flowers is a thing that can happen. Still really wish we could have put the bridge further up. hear someone walking around on stone. It's probably someone walking across the bridge. Oh, it might have been Tortimer walking across the bridge. I mean, that would make sense. Whoops, wrong way. Still looking for the money rock and our fossil. Like, if we could have had, like, the bridge up here. I understand that, the river's wider here, I think. But still, it would have been nice. Because then we could have just gone up there to get around to places. Do I see... No, okay. For a second I thought I saw the fossil behind the town hall. No, not this rock. So it's either this rock or the one by that little lake for the money rock. Like the little one by the Able Sisters. It's the one by the Able Sisters. This bridge just feels kind of irrelevant now. Because the other bridge is just more efficient. Hey Gladys. I love mornings. The whole day is full of possibility. Hope you got some fun plans. I've been thinking about something for a long time, and it's really starting to bug me. You know we got a lot of visitors here in Halifax, right? And not just folks from other towns, either. I'm talking about the ones who just show up out of nowhere one day. You know 'em, Stretch. Where do they come from, and where do they go when they're not wandering around here, Stretch? I don't know. They go somewhere. That's for certain. I think that might be another... So bad at this. There we go. Yeah, it's another peacock. I'm gonna hang on to this for tomorrow. And I'm gonna need to try and remember to actually be on early in the day. So I can, actually take part in the bug off. Because, I mean, we have the fishing trophy. We do not have the trophy for the bug off. And I believe it is a different trophy, so... Isn't this rock? Did I forget to tap the rock by the museum? I think I did. Yep, it's this rock. Good. I got talking about the bridge and didn't even notice I had forgotten to tap this rock. Hey, we got double on the biggest amount of money. That's always nice. Especially where we funded the bridge. And then Tortimer spent all of it on the bridge. I kind of doubt he spent all of it on the bridge. I don't trust Tortimer. He's a good mayor. He's a good mayor. But he is really stuck in his ways. And that means he probably spent some of it on a vacation home. Because that's just how Tortimer works. He likes his vacation home. He has his own private island. Basically. I mean, it does make sense he'd be able to afford it. Because, I mean, we ourselves have just given him, like, 200,000 bells. So... he's just wandering around. He's like, yeah, look at the bridge, children. Look at what money can do. But only once. You only get one extra bridge. We can't make the entire town convenient, just this one spot. And where the other two bridges are as well. But that's fine, right? Ain't it, children? What am I doing? Hey, Pom Pom. Yeah, you're still sick. Stupid cold. Go away. Can't even, like, think. Medicine? Medicine? Sure, I guess. If I can, like, get it down, Rara. Have the medicine. Oh, gosh. Thanks, Rara. Maybe the sleep ghosts will leave me alone now. Sleep ghosts? What? Okay. I'm not exactly sure what to do for the next, like, 15 minutes. While we wait for it to tick over to the afternoon. Might do some fishing, but I need to clear inventory space first, so. Let's see. I still need to come through and sell a bunch of things. Like, we just have medicine just here. So, it'd probably be a good idea to you know, use that or get rid of it in some way. Clear up the storage to just things we need. That's probably the best idea. Let's get over to the fishing rod. And see if we can find any fish. Or if Pascal's around today. Nope, no he isn't. Any fish down here? Nope. Ocean fishing is such a pain because you can't see the fish when they're not just immediately near the coast. Oh, there's a fish. Also, we'll note the bug-offs are going to take the place of the fishing tourneys for a while. Like, for the duration of the summer. So, at least I think. 1, 2, 3. Red snapper. They're apparently pretty tasty, according to Pascal, who I apparently blew his mind by him saying that. I mean, I don't like dealing with any red fish anymore. But that's because I worked at a fish plant that dealt in redfish a lot. That's all we called them. That's all they were. That's all I know them as. Redfish. I don't know what type of fish they were. They were just redfish. And a lot of times, they were rotten. Not exactly the fault of the plant. It's a small town, and you can't really you take whatever work you can get. So we were basically processing the rotten fish for bait and such. But still, it's rotten fish, and we dealt with it for months on end. I say that, I was only really working there for like 3 months, 2-3 months. Because it was just summer job. Summer job that I got fired from. Not because I was actually doing bad, but just purely because my old man wanted me fired. I missed. Got it. It's another darner. Yeah, it's just another darner dragonfly. I don't know if I watered this flower. I should make sure I did. There we go. I also, while I'm thinking of it, because I was telling some of my girlfriend's friends earlier about this. When I was in school, I was a bit of a troublemaker. I would not advise being a troublemaker like I was. But there's one story I love telling because it's a good lesson for student teachers and teachers in general. When you have a student who is attempting to be smart, a smart arse, don't give them general instructions. Tell them exactly what you want them to do without it being general or vague. Now, what do I mean by this? I had a class called Exploring Technology. I expected it was going to be like some sort of, class where we learned about modern technologies and such. It wasn't really. We wrote a blog on paper, and we learned how to set up a LinkedIn account, which mine I deleted immediately after the day we had to set them up. I also had none of the information that the LinkedIn account wanted, so my account wasn't even all that viable as a LinkedIn account. So then LinkedIn got hacked, but that's another thing. Well, one day we were supposed to write these blog things every day, and we handed them in. Well, I was having none of it. I did not want to be doing it. I wanted to actually be learning something, not writing a blog on paper and handing it in to the student teacher who was doing this. Well, I started just going to the class with basically just some paper in my, like, folded up in my pocket. And I'd also keep my pencil and stuff in my pocket. So I'd go in, I'd sit down, I wouldn't do anything. Sometimes I'd take a book with me and just read. Because I was learning more from these books than I was in this class. Like, legitimately, I don't think anyone learned anything from the class. Everyone was using it as a gimme course. Because if you did 2 tech classes, you didn't have to do 3 math. And a lot of people just didn't want to have to do the 3 math classes. So they were doing the, you know, this was a tech class. Is my inventory full? Nope, 2 more slots. But, I was sitting there, and the student teacher walked up to me and asked me what I was doing. My response was, well, I'm just sitting here. That's what I was doing. I was sitting there. So, there he goes, well, why aren't you writing your blog? I was like, 'cause I don't wanna. His response is, well, don't care what you want, you have to do it. It's what you're supposed to be doing right now. As I just go, alright, well, I don't have any paper or a pen or anything. As he's there, well, I know you do. So take out your pen. I said, well, I don't have a pen. I have a pencil. We'll take that out. Alright, took the pencil out. Say, alright, now take out some paper, or get some from someone around you. The guy who's sitting next to me at this point was starting to laugh and was about to offer me paper as I pulled out my folded paper. I set it on the desk next to the pencil. As he then specifically said to write something on the piece of paper. So, me, being a smartass, I reached over, picked up the pencil, still leaned back, reclining, and wrote the word something across the piece of paper. He then just told me to get up and go to the office. So I did get up and left the class. I did not go to the office. I had to write an apology letter, which I didn't actually apologize in. I basically just told him to not talk in such general terms when dealing with me, and he'd have a much better time. And he did not like me for the rest of the semester. Can't say I blame him. I rarely ever went to the class after that because I wasn't learning anything. I still ended up passing the class. Like, because I was doing so, quote-unquote, well on all of the projects beforehand. And, like, the blog wasn't actually something that was being marked. So there was literally no point in doing it. It was just a thing that he wanted us doing, but it couldn't be marked. Oh, I'm just really sad. Didn't realize my inventory was full. May as well help to sell things. Like, that's another thing with smartass students to any would-be teachers out there. Oh, glad he's wants something. Sup? I wanted to talk to you real quick, S-Dog. You and I, we talk pretty often, don't we? And I say hello to you all the time. Don't you think you deserve a more personal greeting? One that really says Halifax? Sure. There's something in mind, so we just have to share it with her. What is something that's very Gladys? Well, she uses stretch. 1 second. Okay, I totally didn't just go look up, she cranes kinda make a honk sound from what Google says. So she'll just shout honk. Yep, that's right. I like it too, laddies. But yeah. Another tip to aspiring teachers, and teachers who just so happen to have smart-ass students, is do not give out work that is not graded and then get mad at students for not doing it. If you're not going to grade them, they're not going to do the work. And especially like someone like myself, I was there for the grades and to learn, not to do nothing. And if I'm not getting grades for doing something, I'm not going to do it. It is, as far as I'm concerned, a waste of my time. swear I saw an exotic butterfly. Darn it. There we go. I don't know if we have this one yet or not. Okay, no, we do have a bird wing. Swap. So I think I might be able to release a fish from here. No, I can't. I can release the darner, though. So I'll release the darner. I don't need the darner. We do already have the bird wing, though, so I don't need to worry about that. I think I'll hang on to the bird wing for the bug off, though. And sell the peacock. But yeah, if, as a teacher, you're going to give out work that isn't graded, or that isn't going to be graded, and you tell the students that, don't be surprised when a lot of them don't do it, or don't try. Because, well, the students know the work is irrelevant. They're not going to do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell the lawn chair as well. Like, I say this as someone else who wants to be a teacher, but I would never give a student work that isn't important. And let's face it, if you're not grading them, the work isn't important. What are in these? This is the regal table. I think I'll just get rid of that. That's a cannon. Okay. Exotic chair, I'll just dump that. I know I was gonna give that to someone, but that's more medicine. And this is my shopping cart. Okay. I'm just gonna sell this medicine. And the regal table and the exotic chair. I'm just gonna sell those. Keep the bird wing. That way I have other stuff to sell with the tin can. Yeah, that is something that I actually had a friend in EVE Online who was a teacher, and she scolded me for how I acted, but also couldn't be that mad at me because I was acting how she'd expect herself to act. I mean, if you're telling a student to do work that isn't going to be graded, and that's all you're going to be doing that class is work that isn't going to be graded, what is the student's incentive to work? They're not getting anything out of it. You are literally just wasting their time. Oh, it's starting to rain. So it looks like it's kind of pointless for me watering all these, but I'm going to water them anyway, just to be safe. I mean, like, a lot of the work we did in that class was not graded. The work that was actually graded, I did. I would do the work. I would constantly check with the kid that sat next to me what we were doing that day, and if it was graded, I went and I did the work. If the work wasn't graded, no, I didn't do it. I didn't go to do it. Hey, turnips are selling for a good price. Well, I say good. We're getting, like, about 45 bells a turnip. That's not too bad. 800 turnips at 45 bells a turnip. It's a pretty good profit to turn. Like, that's actually kind of a trend I did with a lot of the classes I took. I was, in my final years of school, I was very much the student that would never show up unless there was work to do. I'd also be the student that would show up and get caught up on a week's worth of work in about half an hour. Because it wasn't hard for me. I could just show up and do that work. As opposed to what a lot of teachers I had thought was going to happen, once I actually started with working at a job, I went and did the work. I didn't miss days. I mean, at the fish plant, I did have to leave a few times, but that's because, well, my old man was basically my supervisor, and, well, I have one kidney, and he would not let me go to the washroom, so accidents happened twice. And it's all because of him. And my actual boss knew that, which is why I didn't exactly get fired. My old man just told me not to bother going in again, and I've actually been invited back to work there again. If I still lived in that town, I would gladly go work there again, because my old man doesn't work there anymore. It's not good work, but it'd be money, and money is good. But, yeah, as long as the work was relevant, I would do it. I was that kind of student. And I'm sure any teachers that might be watching know a student that's like that. And the only thing I have to say to that is don't be that hard on them. They're surrounded by idiots and have no choice in the matter. They're also forced into you, as the teacher, going over things they already know constantly. Because the other students might not know it, so you have to go over it. Like, I was also the type of student that anytime I was in class and the teacher asked a question, if they, if no one else answered, because I'd always give other students the chance to answer, I would just yell out the answer, whether the teacher was taking hands or not, if, like, no one raised their hand. Like, I would just holler at the answer, and I'd be right, because more often than not, I already knew what they were talking about, because I'm a loser. I'm a nerdy loser that spent a lot of time just researching random things in the school library. I literally read through every encyclopedia that library had. I should actually probably go put money away. But at the same time, I feel like I should also hang on to some money. I'll go put like 150k away. Someone just knocked a snail off a flower. Like, I'd love to become a teacher. I know teachers are underpaid. I know. I still want to do it. So I'll put 140 away. And I can almost guarantee I would be the teacher almost nobody likes. Because I would be hard on the students to actually work. But I'd also be giving them tangible work. Like, stuff that's going to be graded and stuff that should be challenging to them. And if they can't do the work, I'm not going to let them redo things. As, I couldn't bring myself to do that. If, now, if I haven't explained something properly, which is bound to happen in my first few years of teaching, yeah, I'll let a student redo something if I just didn't explain it to them properly and the entire class has messed up. But I saw far too often when I was going through school, you'd get the 3 or 4 kids in every class that would not pay attention at all, who would then proceed to fail an assignment. Like, they'd get a failing grade on an assignment. To then, the teacher would let them do the assignment again, basically explaining to them every step of the way how to do it. That's not going to be me as a teacher. If you didn't pay attention the first time, you missed out, we're moving on. I might refer back to older things eventually. It's, also would say, like, tests. You miss a test, unless you were sick. I don't care. You missed it, it's gone. Like, I'm going to be that type of teacher. Because everyone else learning is more important than those 3 or 4 kids who are purposefully not paying attention and not learning. I understand everyone has a strong point. My strong point is maths. I am really good at maths. I'm not great at spelling. I still got through school without being able to spell by paying attention. I could still do everything. Yes, I had teachers that wanted to hold me back because I couldn't spell. They were promptly told off because not being able to spell isn't... I was able to spell well enough that they still knew what I was saying, and that's the general argument that's always been used, even by me. If you know what I wrote, then it's spelled well enough. That's why I also don't tend to correct people on their spelling, even if I know how to spell a word. I think all of them just wad at the same time. Yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. I should probably just head up here and call into this. I can guarantee I would not be anyone's favorite teacher. But with that, I thank you all very much for watching, and hope to see you again next time for more Animal Crossing City Folk. See you all then.